Section 4. Variety meats, soft tissues, and natural casings. In addition to effectively bonding lean tissue, fat tissue, connective tissue, and skin, fibrin can also be utilized to effectively bond soft tissues, including tissues from the liver, kidney, and heart. Fibrin also effectively bonds lean tissue, fat tissue, and soft tissues to natural casings. In this portion of the video, the manufacturing of products containing soft tissues and natural casings will be demonstrated. In this demonstration, a mixture of kidney, heart, and fat will be bonded to create a loaf product, and a fresh pork liver will be stuffed into a natural pork casing, pork bung. The steps will be demonstrated in the following order. 1. Material preparation and weighing. 2. Preparing and applying the liquid fibrin. 3. Product shaping and setup time. 4. Product cutting and/or shaping. And 5. Finished product demonstration. The first step in preparing the loaf of kidney, heart, and fat is preparing the raw materials. Each product should be trimmed to the desired quality level. In this example, the major vessels were removed from the kidneys, and the hard cartilage tissues were removed from the heart. Additionally, the fat was reduced in particle size using a grinder. Particle reduction can be achieved with grinding or knife cutting as well. Once all of the pieces have been trimmed and prepared for mixing, they must be weighed to determine the amount of fibrin needed for bonding. In this demonstration, due to the large surface area of the products, fibrin will be used at 5% of the product weight. Once the total amount of fibrin has been determined, the appropriate amount of fibrinogen and thrombin must be thawed immediately prior to use. Both components should be thawed just beyond freezing in cooled water, water temperatures not exceeding 25 degrees Celsius. Thawed fibrinogen and thrombin are combined at a 10-to-1 ratio. A minimal amount of mixing is required in this step. Once fibrinogen and thrombin have been combined, the mixture must be applied to the products quickly, as fibrin will set up in as little as 4 minutes. The fibrin should be applied so that every piece of muscle has been coated generously with the fibrin mixture. Adequate mixing can be achieved by hand or by mechanical means of mixing. In this example, the coated pieces of kidney, heart, and fat will be shaped using a stainless steel pan. The coated pieces are layered in the pan so that one large piece or loaf is formed. Once all of the pieces have been placed in the pan, a rigid lid or cover is placed over the product so that weight and pressure can be applied to the surface of the product. This can be achieved in many ways, including the placement of heavy objects on top of the pan or by vacuum sealing the pan to remove air and apply pressure to the product. The pressure applied to the product helps to remove any voids or spaces between the individual tissues and/or muscles. The lack of voids between muscle pieces helps to ensure a better bond, as well as a more consistent and attractive finished product. The pressure should remain on the product during the entire setup time. A minimum of 1 hour is required for the product to bond completely or set up. An 8 to 12 hour setup time under refrigeration is advisable for the best product quality. In the second example of binding soft tissues, liver will be bonded inside a pork bung natural casing. Using identical procedures to those described for the kidney, heart, and fat loaf, the liver pieces will be prepared and coated with fibrin. Once the liver pieces have been mixed and coated, they are placed inside the casing. Stuffing or filling the casing can be accomplished by hand or with more advanced equipment. Both sides of the casing should be closed using a clip or string. The product should be tightly stuffed to avoid air pockets and voids. A minimum of 1 hour is required for the product to bond completely or set up. An 8 to 12 hour setup time under refrigeration is advisable for best product quality. Once the setup time is complete, the product is shaped by removing the bonded product from the pan or casing and sliced and removed. These slices are now ready for packaging and additional storage or for additional preparation, including seasoning and cooking. Cooked products will maintain bind and shape.